Tell me what happened, because I know a lot of stuff. Like it was, a busy time. You guys were down there. It was incredibly hectic. There were a ton of people that came out. We talked to you on the phone.
Right. So remember, you had your radio show that morning before, and you sent some tweets out and stuff like that. So there was
well, and I did send an email, but I was real cool because we go way back. I mean, I introduced him at CPAC. I've known him for a few years. Roger Stone's actually a friend of mine, and so. I felt that, we had that close personal relationship where I could send him an email and be like, dude, I'm like, what's up with this? Like, I thought we were homies.
I think the viewers, it's important that they understand the relationship that we had before. Like, we would send emails and it was responses.
He was on my radio show every week, sometimes
he came on the
twice
program
a week.
here, too. He came on the TV show. So, on the 9th, we applied for our credentials, and they said we were set to go. They had it, and Rachel, one of our producers, sent them another email saying, hey, the parking passes and things like that. They said, stand by. We'll send that to you in a couple days. Well, after everything, the Planned Parenthood thing and the emails, and they stopped responding to us.
Now, when we say the Planned Parenthood thing, I just want to make note. That's when I was like, look, he's a soundbite candidate. Say something better than I think that they do a lot of good stuff for women, because I took exception with it. I think a lot of conservatives took exception. That's what I was just saying. All I had said,
nothing other than you would do for another candidate. Just just talking about it.
I've been meaner to Ben Carson on 2A.
Exactly. So after that, the emails halted. There was no communication. We sent email after email. Now, I think it was important for us to set it up on the relationship prior, so people will understand that that was unnormal. That wasn't normal for that to happen. And so when we get to the event, we were not on the list. Now, this was a volunteer working the event, and so he saw that we had Blaze media credentials and let us in. Not because we were on the list, but because he saw our other credentials. He was like, okay, whatever. He wasn't a part of the staff. He was a volunteer.
Right. So now, were we not on the list because do you think it was a mix-up? Do you think it was? No. I mean,
you don't mix up a program that has a relationship with you.
Right.
I mean, that is why I don't believe that it was a mix up, because of the relationship that we had before. Before he appeared to say that we said something negative, there was no clash. And so I just think it's pretty convenient for us to not be on the list then.
So someone would have had to have said, because we have all the emails where it says it's confirmed.
Yes.
So someone would have had to have said what?
Remove them off the list. If we're confirmed, that means we're on the list.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You're safe to go.
Now we've reached out. Have we followed up and have reached out to his camp saying, what was, I'm just curious to see how this unfolded, because look, I've done this, I've gone and I've gotten, gone out and tried to get my media credentials, and knowing that I confirmed, and maybe, something didn't happen, but, there was a list of people there, and there were other people who apparently it worked all right for. I'm just
saying, Donald has a track record, and I'm just going to call it for what it is. He has a track record when you get on his bad side, he's going to let you know not to mess with him.
Well, and that's the thing. How do you get on someone's bad side? Because I have played it. I mean, I've interviewed him. I think Bill and O'Reilly and I are like neck and neck on how many times we've talked to him. And I've known him for I don't know how many years. This is what I don't get. I supported when he kicked off, who was it from when he was up in Iowa, and he went to the fair, and there was somebody from the Des Moines Register, and he didn't, because they wrote a hackneyed op-ed piece. It was a stupid op-ed piece. It wasn't based in any kind of substance. So I'm like, I think it's kind of funny if you want to go ahead and say, all right, well, I'm not going to allow a hack to come, someone who's writing this ridiculous piece about me. That's fine. But the thing is legitimate questions about, well, you really do think Planned Parenthood does good things for women? What about community health centers? Why are they not getting the money?
Exactly.
Saying stuff like that, that's legitimate.
And it's not just that issue. There's a host of issues that if we really want to get to the nitty-gritty of it all, that he hasn't answered. And so is this going to be the game playing of the guy who wants to be the president of the United States, that when people ask you tough questions and you appear offended, that you blacklist them? Come on now.